Hello dear viewer, I'm leesusss. Welcome back to the Annos, 2,205 of them apparently. We're going back to the Tundra again, when it decides to load. A couple of major tasks for this session. Okay, it's always nice to have milestones, have little goals to go for. We need, after Esther says hello. No hello from Esther? Fine. Knickers to you, lady. We need a lot more people. Okay, that's guaranteed. I know roughly the sort of size of population we need, and at the moment we're in no danger of accidentally making too many of them. Okay, we need lots, loads of them. Oh, that rock's in the way. Thousands of them. Okay, so that's all fine.
Unfulfilled demand for specific consumer
Here he goes
products.
again. Time for the spam. Shall I move this? Let's move this a little bit. This drone hive. Evil drones. There we go. Yeah, we need quite a few, so we're not going to accidentally do too many and upset my efficiency standards. And the spaceport's going to go here. As part of course, increasing the number of people that we have, we are ultimately going to... going to need a lot more resources. The usual tweaking of efficiencies. Is that not going to fit? Okay, you guys have got... I know you've only just moved in, but you've got to move. Shush. There we go. Because it means the path length is quite important for making sure these guys fit in. There we go. Can I squeeze anybody else in here? There we go. Right. Yeah, so as part of that, we're going to have to tweak the number of resources we've got coming in and the usual good stuff that we do. Now, the other thing we need to do is I need to sort of finalise my space station. The research and the modules that are up there and the research that I'm doing. Oh, you lot want a company, do you? Fine, you're all lonely people. So we'll do that. And that messing around with the space station can be quite disruptive. So we shall. Probably not the best place to put that, but we should do that. Try to do that carefully. Right, okay, we're low on power. Fine, that's the usual thing because we put in a community centre. We know community centres use lots of power, obviously. Here we go.
Astronaut team incoming.
Yes, astronauts. Astronauts are coming. They're coming to get us. Not that sort of astronauts. Right, so let's have a look at the resources. How are we doing? And we need more... Well, we haven't... So we're only building the level 1 guys at the moment. We'll do the level 2 in a minute. When they become the field researchers, the level 2 fellas...
As long as I can carry out my research, I'm okay.
Like Jerry here, or whatever I called him. Julian, Nigel. His level 1 needs will stay about the same. Even though there'll be more of them in there. It's the extra things that we need. We're looking okay actually for the food. I'm kind of surprised about that. I guess we did have... No, we're short on fish. We need the fish. So let's get the fish. Let's just change the route actually. Let's not do that. Oh no, we've got no spare fish. Okay, fine. We'll get more canned fish. So none of this should be too tricky because it's not like when you get to... so in these two zones you've only got level 1 and level 2 citizens. It's only in here you get 1, 2, 3, 4 and kind of 5 that you can get in here, and the demands increase as you start to increase your next level people. The high level, it becomes far more complicated in the array of resources. Can we get another one in? Okay, we got any fish left? Short on fish. It gets more and more complicated to try and make sure you've got a supply of all the things you need. Some of the later resource factories are incredibly expensive to build and to maintain. Stop it. So it can get rather tricky. But here we're just increasing a bit of fish and some other things like that as well. Actually, while we're here, let's do something else. We need are they stimulants? What are they called? Stimulants. I always thought them was medicines. They look like medicines in a tube. The scientists here like to have stimulants, and there we are. And the guys in the second level guys, the field researchers, are starting to demand the same thing in the Tundra as well. I don't suppose we've got very many spares. We've got 4. that will do for now. We'll increase the numbers soon, but not yet. Probably in a minute. So from here to here, and we've got 2 spare, and the 2 have been used. And they're after compute. This is going to get expensive. This is why it's important to change the space center up here and the sort of research that we're getting benefits from. These guys now want quantum computers. That's kind of demanding, but we can do things to make them a little cheaper and not quite.
Get the drainage started now.
Oh, I forgot about the pumps. I was going to say the pumps need to keep on pumping. I forgot about that. Is this one done? That one's still going. I can't actually start that one yet. This one's waiting. Look, I haven't got the power for it. I mean, let's get the last one done. Last one built.
Consumer analyses show unfulfilled demand for specific commodities.
I'm aware of it, Adam. So these have to keep pumping in the background. They're going to get there. I might finish those off screen. I'll see. I could just jam some more power generation supplies down, but I don't want to. I don't want to until I get some better power supply, and I need a lot more field researchers for that. So yeah, so by changing the research, I can make, for example, making quantum computers a lot cheaper. At the moment, they use some expensive materials in their manufacture. By changing things in a certain way, I could drop it down to something much cheaper, microchips as opposed to super fancy coolant type thingies. So, what a description! Let's upgrade. Let's go mad! Ooh.
Construction options expanded.
What do we got? We're short on drones. Not there yet. Getting there though. We'll see how let's finish them off. Let's do these ones over here. There we go. But I really need this spaceport, I think, to do anything else here. My money's getting a bit low. We might have to do something about that at some point. And we're only going to make it more expensive. We need more.
Under provision of specific consumer goods.
They want all-weather parkers. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, I know they do. That's going to use too much power. We're going to do it anyway. Yeah, this is sort of rush that I have to do. You build a whole bunch of stuff, then you've got to zoom around, fixing all the problems you've caused in the process. Yeah, we're short on parkers, but we don't have to build any new factories yet. We've got enough. We just needed to make more drones to go with it. Do we have any spare? No, we don't actually. We're short on cobalt. Why are we short on cobalt? That's quite surprising. Is this the cobalt one? That's tungsten. I guess it's just how much we use to make the drones. There we go. Power continues to be a problem. At some point we're going to just knock all these down. By the way, they don't need to be here. And normally by here I would also be beaming power in, but I'm refusing to do it. I'm being obstinate about that. Let's put a couple of these. Make sure we've got enough resource management. How are we doing over here? What is the population like?
Marsh is as dry as a conversation with Howard. Time to
a conversation? Was that a conversation with Howard? Is she being rude about Howard again?
Under provision of specific.
Well done, Moses.
That's another one done. You've used that line already, madam. Let's do this one because it gives us access to 2.
This will take a while. Grab a chair.
Oh, we've got a lot more. Why have we got so much more power over here? Is this one not using as much power to do it? This one takes longer. Needs 750. Wow, that's an expensive one.
Quite the expansion, eh?
Indeed. Is that the last one? It's a lot of land. You can see why the other people want to move in here and start doing things. But as soon as we've got these done, then we'll get other tasks we need to do. But the money... Oh, we're going to get in the negative before long. We are... Let's have a look at our balance. Where's all the money going? We're actually making money here. So what's costing me all the mun-muns then? The mun-muns. Oh, God's sake. Just kill me now. Let's get them back up again. Oh, we need more. Okay, I guess by supplying these guys. So although we've got a lot more guys in here, we've got a lot more demand. We are fulfilling their demand.
Oh, sorry, engrossed in thought.
And they're giving us more money. Let's try to get some of these satisfied. So, quantum computers, we make them anyway. We've got the facilities built up, so it might not be too bad. He says, wondering about that, to make some more. First of all, first things first, easy one. Let's do the drugs.
Updating transfer options.
I'm not sure how I feel about the stimulants. I mean, people do it now. I mean, you can hear about things in the popular press about so and so, entrepreneur swears by taking certain drugs to improve their performance, and their mental performance. I think I'd be worried about, the sort of ideas I'm having if I was on stimulants like that. Would I be... Let's look at our industry. See, we'll make sure I find all these farm labs. They're all over here, aren't they? I do try to group them. Yeah, I'd be worried if I was having ideas on stimulant drugs. Would they be good ideas? Would it seem like I was having a great idea, but in fact you were talking rubbish? Yeah, the classic drug conundrum. Seems like a great idea at the time. You're talking like a bum. It's a problem. But then I can understand it as well that I would, in some ways, if I was proven drugs that I could use. These are made out of coral, by the way. Deep water corals. So you're making stimulants from a creature that is this tiny worm who builds a structure and then never moves from it ever again. About the epitome of sedentary lifestyle. And you're getting stimulants from that. Okay, if you say so. Seems like a contradiction to me. But there we go. We won't worry about the logistics for that. Yeah, I guess I would. If they could prove it to me, I would consider taking some sort of stimulant, because I recognise problems in my own life. I'm a fairly smart guy and I'm creative, but I don't always get everything done that I should do because I lack motivation a lot of the time. Well, not necessarily motivation to get started on something. Once I get started, I can really motor through it. But getting started in the first place, I guess that is motivation. Of a sort. That's a problem. If I could take something that would help me, then maybe I'll be okay. But again, I'll still be worrying. I'm doing a lot of stuff. Am I just producing a lot of crap here? Is it any good? You see my videos. Am I producing a lot of crap here?
Next, astronaut incoming.
There's no need to answer that, by the way. That's, I think I'm self-judged on that. Let's go ahead and send some quantum computers, which look like Lego bricks to me, got the little knobbles on the top. We only need one anyway, because we haven't got that many.
Transfer route.
Nerds over here. There we go. Money's coming back up again because we're getting the taxes for it. We've nearly got 750. It's still creeping up. If we get 750, then we can drop the new power supply systems, and they will be more.
Already from your corporate meetings. I'm not complaining.
I'm actually in the Arctic, messing around with corals, Esther. But thanks for taking notice.
Time. Renew the permit or drop it.
Yes, it's going to expire in 15 minutes, Anthony. Just send me a memo what's going to happen. Don't have to prod me all the time about this stuff. How are we doing now? It's an exciting episode, isn't it? We're just tweaking stuff. But there we go. More fish! Oh, for pity's sake. I guess there is a slight increase in how many fish they need because of increasing population. But it's not as much as building new level 1 people. But we're going to keep on doing this. Let's overproduce slightly. Fish is still fine. The fishes are still flowing in. I wonder if we need 2 of these spaceports here. So we'll get physicists from the Tundra as well as the Arctic. We might be able to drop one of these. I'm not actually sure, when I look at this, how many physicists we're actually going to need. There's no point having a space centre if it isn't doing what it needs to do. We are going to have to build a new one of these, though, a new factory. So I don't need to expand the population here, but if I were to expand the population, where would I expand it? Probably here. So in that case, I should build my cannery here to get the heat expansion. Forward planning. See, and we'll do one more over here because we are going to get some more people soon. In fact, should I do that? efficient use of space. Oh, sorry. I keep doing that. I must stop it. Logistics is becoming a bit of a problem, but I don't want to build another logistics thingy, so we'll just do... I don't think it's very power demanding. It isn't. So we'll just do a bunch of these. There we go. Logistics is fine. I'm considering the drugs as well. Let's do the drugs as well. So I've got a lot of these things I turned off after a while. Yeah, another deep. What have they got? My little baskets here. Well, you can see them quite clearly, actually. Is that a good thing to keep taking them in and out? Is that like a tidal thing? But corals don't like tides. Maybe you're harvesting them. I guess it's giving them a constant flow, which is what they, which is what corals want. A constant flow. But again, anything you're growing in the Arctic is going to be cold, and things that live in the cold tend to grow very slowly. That's why you get, like, you know, clams that are 500 years old because they've been growing for like forever in the Arctic. I'm going to just assume they're all GMO, genetically modified corals. Is that too many? It is too many. There we go. Right. Back to the Tundra. And we're going to try and make them some parkas. Now, in the future... parka's a jacket, in case you're not sure. A really warm jacket. For some reason, the field researchers have a demand for them when the average ecologist guys don't. But because they're field researchers, they spend more time out in the field. I don't know. Maybe. That's just probably what it is. Let's ship the remainder. So if you can imagine hours of this is why I didn't want to play this game for a hugely long time, doing the main mission. Because this won't take too long to finish this little DLC. It's just a kind of little taster of the game. But compared to playing the whole game...
Warning. Unfulfilled demand.
I know, Adam! It would be, you know... Parkas. So, Parker! Parkers, we need to... How many people we got? Tundra. Oh, we're just short. Let's just get this first.
Thought you just dropped by? How nice of you.
That's right. I'm just bursting into your house. Hi, the boss is here. You know how happy everyone is when the boss suddenly turns up? Hi, I'm here. Are you going to feed me this evening? We'll wipe out the quantum computers in a minute. So, we're going to now build them. I was joking before about how it smells around here. It's a bog. Yeah, it's a tundra place. It's lots of natural gas under here. So we're going to assume that these are fossil fuel power plants. Okay. Just a reminder again. World massively damaged by ecological disaster. Okay. Let's build some fossil fuel power plants. Maybe let's assume that they're super efficient in how they manage it. I don't know, whatever justification we like on this. The good thing about this is that the power plant is a power system, so it doesn't need a lot of logistics. This is the actual drilling rig. This bit here. But it's only shipping to here. Does that make a difference? I guess not. I should probably put that closer to a transport system. Where's the transport hub? Where's the hub? There? Is that the hub? No. Did I not build a hub out here somewhere? There's one. Maybe I should put this over here. For logistics.
Are bidding on your company.
Well, tell them to stop it, Adam.
Actions advised.
I don't want to right now. Leave me alone. It's not a day for stock markets, okay? Stock market day, not today. Right. So how are we actually drilling this here? Yeah, it's a big drill. It's the big drill thing. Sucking the gas out of the ground. I guess sucking the gas out of the ground isn't too expensive. What does this do? That's drone racks. Accumulators. Oh! Okay, that's interesting. I always assumed that this was more like a transport facility. So I said before that the accumulator, which reduces energy cost, only normally affects the power supply itself. Why is it at 93%? Why does it say fun on there? Fun minus 15%. Oh, okay. I didn't realise. So, I didn't mention this before. Every region has a little tweak to it. So my temperate zone has hard packed earth, which means I get a bit less. It's a bit harder to farm things, so I get less plant resources, agricultural resources out of that region. Okay, but it's better for logistics because it's easier to build roads on hard packed earth. Therefore, my logistics is slightly higher. Okay, that's that zone. This one has warm winds mean all weather parkers need less lining. That's good. So I guess we need less parkers, but natural gas. Oh, is that because of gas expansion? I guess warmer weather does mean the gas expands, because in a gas cylinder, it's usually liquid petroleum gas, because LPG or whatever it is, whichever gas it is because it's get the physics right. Reducing the pressure on something is similar to cooling something. It's a reduction of energy in the system. Therefore, a gas, when you cool it, becomes a liquid and then a solid. A gas, when you Adam, I'm explaining physics to the viewer. They probably know it already, but I'm doing it anyway because I like to be patronising. When you reduce the pressure on a gas, it does the same thing. It becomes a liquid, then it becomes a solid eventually. Okay, so it's a mechanical means. What the environment around you is doesn't really matter. So I don't get that. That makes me a little annoyed that makes that effect. But fine, we've got slightly less efficient, but we're saving on the Parkers. Parker. So let's start knocking down power plants, shall we? Let's pause this one. We won't actually knock them down. We'll pause them, and we'll see when it starts to hurt things. Just not as good, are they? I like wind power as much as the next person. Presume the next person likes wind power. But oh, that's a bit less maintenance, I guess. This uses a bit of power, so let's put some accumulate. It's only going to cost us some money to do this. And the one good thing about the Tundra is there's loads of room. Loads of room out here. Do we need more of these? Probably not.
Shuttle arriving according to schedule.
Right, we'll go to some parkers in a second. Let's put one more generator over here. But there we go. But this is actually a very efficient way. It's fossil fuels. Of course, it produces lots of power. That's not the problem, is it really? The fossil. What am I doing? This makes a lot of power quite easily and quite cheaply. So this is actually a good place to have the Tundra. Is a good place to export power from. But not if you do that. So when I played it in the game, normally I would have I'd be doing this at the same time as playing the main game, and I'd be using this as a source of power as well as completing the missions at the same time. And that'll do, I think, for now. How are we doing for gas cylinders? Yeah, we tend to not use very many of these. Ignore the smell. To get the, that's the sort of notes I was talking about before, by the way. Little funny notes in there. Have I come up to plastics now? There we go. It didn't say this before, did it? I'm sure it didn't say it. Because plastics are so 2070s about biopolymers.
No more danger of sinking.
It's highly adhesive. There you go. I don't know. What am I even talking about anymore? Shut up, Luca. Which one is done? No.
Less marsh, more soil. The pumps are doing their thing.
Yeah, that one's a bigger one, isn't it? That one's more demanding. Alright, one more of these. It probably uses a lot of people to do this, run a factory. I imagine it would like a factory like this. And let's put in some... In the boob factory, we're going to put in some more of these reduced costs. You don't want expensive boobs. Maybe you do. I shouldn't judge, should I really? How do I know what boob demands you might have?
I'm not being paid enough for this.
Oops, not that, not that. No. Lovely. Right. Stop it. Stop pressing escape. Money's good. Parkers is what we were going to do, wasn't we? No, we weren't. We were going to do... we were going to do... quantum computers. The only my concern about quantum computers is that... We're going to do this very soon, I think. Is that part of the production system uses diamonds. Of course it does. And I think my diamond mine is all tapped out, and building a new diamond mine is going to be expensive. Okay, making quantum computers, in case you're wondering. First of all, quantum computer factory. That's what these things are here. These are all being used pretty much by the temperate zone. By all the high-tech people we've got over there. Oh, power. Blimey. Haven't had that for a while. Right, okay, 1 second. We're not going to fix that by building a power station. What we're going to do is going to beam a little bit more energy in from the moon. Moonergy. Where's the moonergy? There we go. Let's put a bit more in there. I'll try to keep some spare on the moon, but there you go. So the energy transfer route is like any transfer route. It's just that energy is being beamed in by lasers through my orbital tower, I presume. Where's my orbital tower? Over here somewhere. There it is. Here's the energy coming in. Pow! That's the noise it makes. Pow!
Renew the permit, or
yes, 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 yes. All that stuff. Right. We now have. What's the more quantum computers? That'll probably be enough for now. But we need. It's made out of qubit processors and supercoolants. Good place for supercoolants up in the Arctic. I think let's make the qubits. This is the bit that use the diamonds. Got the power reduction there. Do we have diamonds? We do not. Bum. Do we have any spare diamonds in the temperate zone? Oh my goodness for that. Okay. I think we've been saved there because I've been buying up Cassian Industries, whose share value is tanking, which is probably what's hurting me here with my money. And this is helping my industry, including my mines. Thank goodness. I didn't want to build another diamond mine. I really, really didn't. How many diamonds did I ship in there? We'll do one more. I'm sure I'll be expanding that again.
Transfer options.
Very soon! What a thrilling episode. What else do we need? Supercoolants, I'd imagine.